Actually, it was Steve Harvey's fault. But Steve Harvey discovered a connection. We won't go crazy and randomly make all these poor choices just because we can, we'll still be accountable. But for all the wrong reasons, Marjorie Harvey's glitzy and fascinating world has been thrust back into the spotlight. The degree of the family disputes and scandal rumors is severe. When Morgan, Marjorie's oldest child, confronts her about all the wrongdoing she has done to her, the Harvey family's false front falls away, exposing a messier truth than anybody could have anticipated. The family makes an unexpected discovery, and Marjorie Harvey emerges as the most troublesome member. This time, it is her daughter Morgan who confronts her mother and courageously exposes all the wrongs that Marjorie has done to her and other people. This time, it was said that Morgan was indignant and refused to visit her mother. She reportedly stopped going to family events as well as unfollowing her on Instagram. Well, it appears that the repressed rage has now come to a head. Due to Morgan's refusal to attend 2 family reunions, including Lori Harvey's recent birthday celebrations, current internet buzz has been generated over her conduct. Because Lori didn't have one of her siblings there, it seemed quite unfinished. There are rumors that Morgan Harvey missed Lori's 26th birthday party because of a family argument. The SKKN founder celebrated her birthday twice, one with Damson Idris and other well-known celebrities in a nightclub in Los Angeles and the other time in Atlanta with just her immediate family. Images from the parties posted on social media, however, revealed that Morgan was not there for either celebration. Even Marjorie shared a picture of them giggling in a room decorated with disco balls with Steve Harvey and Lori's stepbrothers. But Morgan went on a family trip to the Dominican Republic, which was quite unique. Morgan Harvey has reportedly made the difficult decision to cut ties with the Harveys, according to her Instagram posts. Once more, Morgan is persuaded that Marjorie is to blame for the family's issues since she has cast a guilt-filled shadow over them that extends far beyond their outward look. Along with her strained relationship with Marjorie, Morgan is also upset by what Marjorie did to her biological father, Jim Townsend. Morgan, who has never been a fan of her mother, is enraged with her once more, especially now that he is publishing a memoir as the truth comes to light. Morgan's sorrow's echoes become louder. Despite the best efforts of her loving stepfather, Steve Harvey, Morgan makes an effort to deal with her traumatic past. Jim Townsend and Marjorie's relationship is hampered by the memory of Marjorie's abandonment of him. As the jigsaw pieces fit together, Morgan begins to question the foundation of her mother's character. Marjorie's behavior during Jim's incarceration, such as her hasty divorce and subsequent relationships with other lovers before finding solace in Steve Harvey's arms, present an image of a woman whose priorities had altered. Thus, Jim Townsend's announcement that he was writing a book was the catalyst for the entire drama. He acknowledged writing around 2/3 of the book while he was incarcerated and claimed he was eager to reveal Marjorie's role in drug trafficking. In addition to this, he is willing to discuss Marjorie's greed and her tendency to be a gold digger. "I'm spilling my heart out," he added. "No one besides Marjorie and I is aware of what occurred." I also added that I have no loyalty to Marjorie. Her hand was displayed. "I'm going to share my experience. No matter if she is aware of it." Even the book's description, Snakes in the Garden, the untold story of Jim's life, raises some intrigue as it is read. As I attempt to make sense of a society rife with child abuse, rage, terror, and addiction, I'll walk you through my experiences. You'll be able to observe it firsthand from the front row. A threat of violence. Drug trafficking. My relationship with Marjorie Harvey, the current spouse of the actor and comedian Steve Harvey, and how greed can affect a person's life. Even more intriguing is the fact that Jim will be publishing 3 books rather than just one. In the late 1990s, after they were married, tragedy struck just as Marjorie was anticipating the birth of their second child. This explains how Jim and Marjorie's relationship became so strained. Townsend's true colors were apparent, and he joined a network of criminal organizations, which led to his final incarceration. Marjorie and Townsend enjoyed a nice before he was detained at the fall of Marjorie and the drug lords. Jim was alerted by higher-ups that Marjorie's role in the drug trafficking organization was coming under scrutiny by detectives. However, since he loved her and she was expecting his second child, Townsend made a deal with them to keep her out of this and stop the inquiry in order to keep her out of jail. So, despite having been given a life sentence, he took the witness stand. Due to the pardon from then President Barack Obama, he only had to spend 26 years. Verse 27. You were handed 28 years in jail. Really? Counting the year I spent in the state, when I was actually a teenager. Advancing in the game. Due to the fact that you were initially handed a life sentence. Without a chance for parole. You've been away for the past 4 to 6 years, roughly. Who turned 6 in January? For the benefit of any viewers who may not be aware, you have been working on a book for a while. The song's name is Snakes in a Garden. It was really due to Steve Harvey that I chose to take the book off the shelf. What then? Link was made by Steve Harvey. Somebody. They emailed me a link, as I informed you. A link? Marjorie soon moved on with her love life and sought for divorce from Jim as payment for bearing the entire guilt. Quickly, Darnell Wood entered Marjorie's life, and the two eventually produced a daughter. Lori. The fact that Darnell was both Townsend's cousin and a drug dealer astounds the populace. As soon as Darnell was arrested as well, the FBI's suspicions about Marjorie's potential involvement increased. Some people think she might be a snitch, which is why maybe both of her men were caught while she got away. As Morgan watched Marjorie playfully switch from one lover to the next, she was able to make more accurate connections as she matured. It is tragic that Morgan had to deal with the fallout from each brief, intense relationship her mother had. Despite Marjorie's tumultuous love life, only one man endured, and that man is none other than Steve Harvey. Their chance encounter in 1987 marked the beginning of a journey that would endure decades of challenges and tragedies. Marjorie broke off her children, Jason and Morgan, and soon stopped calling Jim. She was corresponding with Steve at the time. Soon after leaving jail, Jim wanted to spend time with his kids, making the experiences he had lost while he was behind bars. However, Marjorie even urged Steve to persuade her to prohibit her kids from talking to Jim. Jim claimed that once she met him, he forced me stop talking. She was always there for me, he continued, and I could call her any time of the day or night. But when she met him the following day, the phone was disconnected. Now that he has nothing to lose, this is sad. Now, Marjorie has brainwashed even his children. But one thing is clear from all of this. Morgan has a good cause for disliking her mother. Therefore, always make wise choices. Morgan is not the only one who feels excluded, everyone does. She might not want to get involved in Marjorie's situation because of this. Pretend play is obsolete. The fact that Morgan is no longer following Marjorie on Instagram but the other kids are has drawn criticism from many followers as being suspicious. The publication of Jim's book, which is expected to be nothing less than a bombshell and reveal all the secrets Marjorie has been keeping from the public, is another reason why many are eagerly awaiting its arrival. This book will also shed light on how he and his daughter Morgan had a lovely relationship. Morgan may have only just learned that her mother is a liar and a manipulator, but at least she did, and that is good for her. It's thought that she may have spoken to Jim, and that Jim may have revealed all about Marjorie's true motivations. What do you think about Morgan's breakup with Marjorie? Was the action she took correct?